And so that's, go ahead and you want to get that done. Um, it's not a, it's just to be understanding the difference between what you can do in the laboratory or in the office in the clinic
Mm-hmm.
for your patients for immediate results versus the things that you cannot do um,
Okay.
um, without special training. Um, None of these things, are that hard um, in reality. So let's see what else. I want to get back here. The so I have Maddie's in-class activity. You did not turn that in yet.
Which one?
Which the review, the course review.
You're right. I have not done anything actually. With everything that's been going on, honestly, it's been chaos.
Hmm.
Um, like I told you Monday night, I have a grounded 8-year-old.
Uh-huh.
So that's been fun.
Yeah.
Um, I also have a bruised hand.
Oh, how'd you do that?
I smacked my counter.
Not good
And
for your hand.
no, I was frustrated and I shouldn't have done it, but my anger had to be released somehow. So yeah, I have my ice pack.
Yeah. Did you ice it?
Yeah, I'm icing it now.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah,
No, you want
it
about 20 minutes of ice on it.
yeah, it's been chaos, honestly. Like I don't even know.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to buy an 8-year-old? Laundry.
Um,
I got a 5-year-old. I'm good. I'm good.
does he come with accessories?
He does. He also comes with a smart mouth and he doesn't listen. So
Ah, I see.
yeah, it's
Well,
been fun. It's been a great time.
the yeah, not much we can do about the ears, but with the mouth, you can simply threaten him with duct tape and baling wire.
Yeah, well, I threatened him with spanking him, and that's what happened.
Even
So,
so, right? You can put stitches in his mouth.
Yeah. Actually, when my wife was working in a hospital in North Carolina, one weekend, she was on a weekend shift, and um, the story circulated that this woman brought in her son on an emergency,
mhm.
and he had a tube of super glue sticking out of his mouth with the tip pointed in,
What?
and his teeth were all cemented together. And the story was that the mother told was that he was playing around and chomped on it. And the belief system on the staff was that he was a smart mouth, and she said, "I'll teach you to close your mouth," stuck it in his mouth and slapped his teeth closed on it. That's presumption, but I can understand how that could happen.
Same, because I'm like, I smacked my counter,
Yep,
and that happened.
yep.
It hurts so bad. I've punched a wall and like pinched my ligament in my hand
Hmm.
and bruised my ligament. And
Hmm.
this hurts so much worse.
Yeah, yep. Well, the thing is, counters aren't going to say ouch.
No,
In fact, you will. I'm sure you said more than just ouch.
I did.
Um, but, and counters aren't going to learn.
We do.
No.
We
Adults
do,
do.
right? The adults
But I
hopefully
have
do.
anger management problems, and I
Yeah.
probably should have just taken it out of my counter.
Yep.
like I did.
Well, I hope you recover quickly because those things can last a while.
Yeah, it hurts. I'm
Yeah,
like, my hand burns.
I believe that. Watch it, and if you start having neurological issues, you better. And if it really swells up, you better get somebody to look at it.
Yeah, right now it's just the vein.
Yeah, it looks just like a bruise.
Yeah, the vein ruptured
Yeah,
and it's just bruised. So right now I'm not too worried about it. It's hot and tender, but
I believe that. Okay, so let's go back to what needs to be done because we need to finish this class.
yeah.
You guys do have till the end of the weekend.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to reiterate one thing. If an assignment is closed and you have to submit it, you can email it to me, so don't forget that.
Okay.
Quizzes, though, need to be done before Saturday night,
Okay.
okay? Um, so
Are the quizzes I have to take still, are they long?
the final it's 86 questions.
Yeah, but no, it's a quiz. They're-
The quizzes are generally short. Let's just take a quick look at those.
I think it's like 3
There's one that's 3 questions.
Oh, wow.
And then the career integration is 3 written out answers. But the final itself is 86 points.
And if you've like screenshotted, you can also, I would honestly, Maddie, I would go back and like review the quizzes that you've taken because it'll have all your correct and incorrect answers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like me, go in and write down each question from all the quizzes, correct or not, and then review them before you take the final. And it's really going to help you.
Okay, I can do that Saturday. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
that's not going
totally
to be a
welcome.
problem.
That's a
Great.
great point. You know
Thank
what, girl?
you.
You are the best like person I've gotten like advice from on how to manage my time. Can I get like your Facebook or something? Because without you in this class, I probably would have flunked already. Because
Yeah,
I am so confused with the kidneys.
I'm friends with Katie and Dan and Amanda and Sammy and literally everybody. So just go into like one of the instructors, Nate, all of them. Go into their friends list and type in Brandy. I'm under Brandy Saunders.
Okay.
My last name has an X at the end. Don't question me. It wasn't my choice. It's not.
Are
It's
you
a
sure?
declaration. Yeah. Send me a friend request. And
Okay.
yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay,
I didn't
great.
know I was confused until she was like, "No, honey."
Yeah, and you know, Maddie, I as I told you yesterday, I think you probably overthink things.
I do too.
Yeah, I know you do. We've had that talk before.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, so I know you do. So you also, Brandy, the week 1 assignment, I don't have your week 1 assignment. And that was the anatomy and physiology of the urinary system.
Did I not finish them?
I don't think you did because I've got a 0 here and I do not have anything that says that you submitted it after I had to 0 it out.
Oh, well, crap. I thought I did and submitted it.
Well, look on your thing because I had one that wasn't showing on his end. And
Yeah.
it was showing on mine.
And I'm going to extend that until Saturday.
Only the score was showing though.
Yeah, here we go. Done. Save. All right. So that's now saved for later submission, but that's where we are now with that. So I know you said at one point that you were either working on it or had done it, so. If
Yeah,
you
I had
find
like
it-
a half of it done
Yeah,
on the second day of the first week. And I
right.
really thought I turned it in. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm thinking of my other class. I'm so far behind. It's not even okay. I've
Yeah,
never been this far behind in anything, and
I'm
I'm
with
just
you. I'm in the same boat. I feel like I'm drowning.
no, I'm not even drowning. I'm just like, are you serious? Like, why?
Um,
What's going on?
well, and that is a question that we have too, and we're concerned about it. So what I will tell you is that Sammy will work with you,
Yeah.
as will I.
Yes, I will, Brandy. I'm walking by, but yes, I will work with you. Come on, I got your back. I love your face, Brandy.
So, yeah, so, we'll do what we can and what we have to make sure that this happens.
Yeah,
Um,
this whole entire mod has been chaos, and I felt
Yeah.
like I had it together, and then everything started to like slip away, and then it was like utter chaos these last 2
yeah,
weeks. I was like, for real, like why?
I thought in week 2 that you really, had finally been able to get everything done, up and running, but, I'm glad that you were able to do all of the practical stuff in class, so that was good.
Same.
Um, so this week's assignment is something that shouldn't be an issue for you. It's a 300-word explanation of the appropriate biological hazard and safety guidelines for OSHA and for TQM, total quality management in the laboratory. You ought not have a problem with that given your background.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so you ought to be able to knock that one out. And again, it's 300 words. That isn't even a full page. So, and then there's the quality management Medline course that is this week as well. You guys can do that. And as usual, just send me the screenshot of the score from the final evaluation.
Yeah.
And then when you get that review done, and try to get that done tonight. So that I can get it posted so that Maddie can do her half of that assignment, which is to review and comment on it.
Okay.
Okay? And
Yeah.
then you'll be doing the same thing on hers, which I have submitted here. Okay? I
Okay.
haven't had a chance to grade it yet, but that's okay. It's submitted. So,
Okay.
because I've had kind of a strange day.
It's just, all it is like, first part is study guide, and the second part is like a quiz.
Uh-huh.
That it doesn't all show you all the answers. So it just like shows you one at a time, and it lets you kind of thought process of what it is, and then you see if you get it right.
Super. So you heard all that, Brandy?
I did.
Good.
It's all vocab. You'll have no problem with it.
Yeah, so it should be pretty straightforward. So that and then what's left? You have the catheter-acquired UTI and long-term care Medline course to take too. So you need to do that.
And don't do
Okay.
it and take 4 hours to do it because you read it and wrote down the whole fucking article. And then you look up, it says takes you 40 minutes. Like, why'd you do that?
Right. So yeah, Maddie's advising you not to overwork it, basically. And then
You're
you still,
speaking to a wall if you're trying to give me that advice, because
well,
that's
yeah,
probably
but we have to try.
Literally 4 hours later, that's
Yeah.
what I did. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't spend 4 hours on it, right? Then you have, you still have to do that intro to the female reproductive system quiz.
Yeah.
That's a shorty, that's 9 questions. So, and continue, what will happen tonight is that the daily checkpoints for the rest of the week will all come on board tonight. They will expire day by day, but you can do them all tonight, or you can choose to do one a day. Okay?
What am I doing?
Mhm.
Daily checkpoints.
Let me do
Yeah,
that.
starting tonight, the rest of the weeks will be available.
I can
and
just do
then-
them now?
They will be as soon as we get done talking here, and I set you guys to work on finishing your assignments. And I will go in and reset those open dates. The due dates will remain the same, but they'll be open starting tonight, and then they'll expire on the night that they are.
You
To
just
expire.
just open and I'll
Yep.
get them all knocked out the box.
Yep. So Brandy, keep in mind that I'll do that again with this class.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Because I'd rather have you guys concentrating on getting the rest of the stuff done. So neither of you has that much left to do.
It feels like it.
Yeah, I know it feels like it, but in reality, you're way ahead of one of my classes. So there's this week's discussion, this week's assignment, and then, this week's, well, 2 assignments, and the review. And then and the final assessment. Plus Brandy will have to do the, let's find that. Yeah, and the career integration, which is 3 short answer questions that I'll grade. So any questions
No.
about what needs to be done from
No.
either of you?
Mhm.
No, I know what I need to do, and I just need to do it.
Okay, so Maddie, I'm going to stay here as long as you want to stay tonight. If you want to stay right till the end, we'll stay till the end. And Brandy, I won't ask you to stay online,
Okay.
but I do need you to get to work because you've got now you're at home and you should be able to find the time.
Yeah.
Even if you have to baling wire your kid.
I'm probably gonna duct tape him because I can't handle another bruise to myself.
Okay.
Duct tape doesn't leave marks.
Yeah, just don't duct tape his nose and his mouth.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try not to.
And don't put a sock in his mouth with duct tape over it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I used to threaten my daughters when they'd be fussing in the car when we lived in North Carolina, my mother was extremely ill. And so 2 weekends a month, we were doing a 5-hour drive to Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids would just fuss and fume. And I finally one day came out and threw a roll of wire and a roll of duct tape on the back seat between their car seats. And they were very quiet all the way up.
Man, I am about ready to the highest bidder at this point to have my kid listen. I'm like, you want to train him? Can
Mhm.
somebody train him?
Mhm.
I will pay a dog trainer to train him. Somebody? Anybody? No?
I'm sure there are, but I can't, unfortunately, it's a little hard to find kid trainers.
It's I'm honestly nanny 911 over here. I don't even know.
Get a big stick.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Does he,
Play video games?
yeah, I mean, I hate to suggest this, but does he play video games?
It makes his listening and his behaviors worse. He can't play video games.
Oh, I was gonna say take them away if you don't listen.
Yeah,
But if that's already done, well,
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
yeah, there's, yeah, the trick is always to find something that they
Cling to.
yeah, that they really, really don't want to lose. And sometimes it's pretty subtle. And you have to find it. And it can be, it can be pretty difficult to find.
Hmm. Yeah, it's been rough.
Yeah.
We're literally having one okay a day or one okay day a week in
Well,
5 days. So
I'm
it's
sorry
been
that
hard.
you're going through that.
Hang in there, hon.
We used to, when our kids would misbehave, we'd give them 5 minutes of silence in a corner. One time it took my older daughter 45 minutes to have 5 minutes of silence. She'd get to 4 minutes and she just couldn't stand it. And we'd start the timer. She finally got the message. But she
Yeah.
was, and then we have a young cousin that, you take something away from him, he just goes find something else. So it's a continual battle to just take anything and everything away because it's a
Mhm.
control issue for him.
Yeah, see, with my son, his dad is in the military, so we've done taking everything away, selling electronics, groundation for multiple periods of time, standing on the wall,
Yeah.
military training. Honestly, this kid has literally gone through a 7-year-old version of boot camp. He's been taken to the police station, has talked to cops before. Like, it doesn't work. Nothing works.
Do you have him do push-ups and like jumping jacks and
Oh yeah,
jumping down and stuff?
he's done burpees, wall sits. He's sprinted. You name it, he's done it. Anything a military member as an adult has done, this kid has done.
Yeah, my son does it. That's how we get his extra energy out. Military training, pretty much working.
But
out.
it's not ADHD, it's not ADD, it's a disciplinary disorder.
He just doesn't have
He just don't give a crap.
of authorities.
Yeah, he doesn't give a crap. And it sucks.
Yeah. That's not easy.
Not even close.
I do not envy you.
Not even a little bit.
Me,
She's like, I want to leave.
my hand hurts.
I bet it does, yeah. Well, I'm not sure what I can do other than be sympathetic.
Is he in counseling?
Yeah, does he have counseling through school or anything?
He does.
Okay.
Because I'm sitting here thinking maybe he's just pissed off his dad's not there.
No, his dad, he spent 2 years with his dad. His stepmom was there. Like, we all co-parent really well. I'm really good friends with his mom. I love her so much. And his dad's my best friend.
Nice.
So, I mean, like, there's no, like, conflict or interest of anything. Like, we're not hostile to each other. Yeah, they always live in different states than us, but, like, he gets the same amount of time with each parent.
Mm-hmm.
He has a great outsource of family members. He has 4 cousins here. He has his mom and dad. He talks to his grandparents regularly on their side. My mom lives here with us. So it's not like he's lacking in any type of family dynamic. So it's just like he has a disciplinary action disorder and he just doesn't care.
Yeah,
And it sucks.
that does suck
Yeah.
a lot.
Because it's like no matter how many times I spank him, it's not going to change. So I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's
'Cause I'm
not,
like,
that's not
when-
worth it. No.
Yeah, I'm like, when does that cross the line of like child abuse?
Right.
You know,
Because if
like
you're
if I have
spanking
to
him when you're
spank my
pissed off
kid, yeah, if I have to
he's not
spank him
listening.
every single day, like
all day long.
it's
Yeah.
not gonna get better. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that, but like it's frustrating. And so I smacked my counter.
Yeah. Well, smacking a counter beats the dickens out of smacking a kid because
Truth.
it doesn't do any good.
No.
So that's a good choice, even if it hurts your hand. but that's a much better choice. So that's,
Yeah.
there, it's not, if I come up with anything, I know how to get in touch with you.
Please do.
Yeah. Because the other thing you might want to do, for one thing, this moving back and forth is a form of trauma for
Yeah.
you. And my wife and I have just been through Larimer County's trauma-informed training for potential foster parents.
Mhm.
And you might want to call, and the group I would call in Fort Collins is Matthew's House.
Yeah.
You may want to call them and see if they can give you any advice.
Well, so the only reason why we were doing it this way is because it was less travel time and, the distance was greater, but the courts ruled what they did. But now he's almost to the age where he can, have his own opinion on where he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely helpful in my case because I know that he doesn't want to go back out there. So, that's greater in my favor, but even if he wants to be out there, it's obviously greater in his favor that he has his own voice.
Yeah.
Rather than following the letter of the courts. So
Yeah,
hopefully.
the problem with the court is that they're not real good about understanding, unless you've got a guardian ad litem,
Yeah.
which you wouldn't in your situation. They're not going to be real good about understanding the issues around trauma. That's not their training. And trauma manifests itself in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I suggest just calling them and maybe seeing if you can talk to someone, get some advice. They're really good people. They're the ones
Yeah,
who
no,
run this
I
trauma
actually used to do when I was trying to get custody of my sister's kids about 2 years ago. I had to go through the Matthews House. So yeah. I've already done their parental coursework and got certified, and yeah, they're pretty great.
Well, yeah. So call them. We've met several of the people that work there, and one of them, Kim Martin, was the one who ran our training. But we met several of the other social workers and caseworkers there.
Yeah.
As well, and they're really super folks. And it might be that would be useful to have a friend that may have gone through. I mean, it's a little different. Kin care, of course, is different than foster care.
Yeah.
And shared custody is different than foster care. But these foster kids understand this bounce around stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe just needs a friend who can listen to his frustrations.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely does need something, and we're working through all of it because it's been going on for 3 years.
Yeah.
And so now it's just become habit.
Yeah, and that's a habit this is a good time to break.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd go that route to start with. Just get some help. You should not try to do this on your own. You can't.
I know I can.
And just getting somebody in there who can be a buddy. And we met several people that actually do that. They're just sort of buddies with other kids that are in the system. Obviously, your son's not in the system, but your son is crying out for help.
Yeah.
And they may have some ideas about programs that we don't know about.
And so are you. You need some
Yeah,
parents
you need
to
some
back
help
you
too.
and to have someone.
I need a break.
understand
Yeah,
where you are, where you're coming from, what you're going through, the frustrations that you're having, because you're not giving up on your son, but at the same exact time, you're at a loss of where to turn and what to do next.
Yeah.
It's a horrible, devastating place to be at.
Oh, I know.
So to have another parent that's walked in your shoes or walking in your shoes,
Yeah.
be helpful for yourself as well.
and there's got to be a mechanism for that. And I would bet you that, the county services know that. I'm amazed at Larimer County's services for families. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
This is so much superior to so many places that we've lived.
Yeah.
So, and the services here, my wife actually, one of the reasons we got into this was that my wife worked as a volunteer with an organization down in Arvada called Hope House.
Mm-hmm.
And Hope House is for teenage mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And it also is not one that accepted adjudicated kids. They had to volunteer to come in. And my wife did GED tutoring with them. And when we were starting through this foster training, some friends of ours down in Westminster who just adopted their foster kids told us about a friend of theirs who was only interested in teenage mothers. And that lit up a bulb in both of us. Because so many of these young women are rejected by their families and their peers.
Yeah.
And, and they need somebody who's just going to take and accept them and love them and their kid.
Yeah.
So that really intrigued us. That's sort of where we're going with that. So.
Yeah.
But it can be tough.
It is. It definitely is. But I'll make it through somehow. And I know that I have all day on Friday afternoon and Saturday to get everything I need to get done. So that helps.
Good. Okay, so get that done.
Okay.
And is there anything else that you feel a need to talk about tonight?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, well,
I'm good.
then let's go ahead and turn off this Zoom and let you get to work. Because I
Sounds
don't
good.
need to see you sitting there in front of your phone trying to work.
Yeah.
And
I just got my computer to finish updating, actually. It's
super.
It's pretty great. I'm finally on my home screen.
Good, excellent. I see that. Okay.
So.
Well, in that case, we'll cut this off. I can be reached by email. I'll be checking emails
Okay.
regularly.
All right.
And so if you don't hear from me right away, be aware that, there's a couple of things going on. I have some dental work being done on Friday morning, which will probably lay me up for part of the weekend, but that's all right.
Oh, yeah. A tooth pain is the worst pain. I don't even care who you are.
Yep.
Like, that is the worst.
Yep. So, but that won't stop me from looking at emails and being distracted by having to think about something.
Okay.
So, go ahead and contact me if you need to. Okay.
I will. Thanks, Burke.
You bet, Brandy. Have a good weekend and finish out the course. And, we need to be sure that you can make class here next mod because you're getting too close.
Yeah, I know. I literally only have a few months left until the end and I'm done, and it's crazy, but I'm gonna get through it. I know I can.
Yep. Good. We want to see you get through it. We want to see both of you guys get through your program. Get out of here and start making money.
Yeah.
Give us some bragging rights. Okay,
We'll definitely give bragging rights. I already do on a daily basis. So,
good. All right, we'll talk with you later.
all right. Good luck with your dental work.
Thanks. Yeah, you just have to take a great big sigh and relax and let it happen.
I know.
Just be aware that it won't last forever.
Right?
So, okay, we'll see you probably around campus in the future because I'm not going to be here next mod, but I will be mod after.
All right. Well, I will be there too. So I'll
Okay.
see you then.
Okay, we'll see you, Brandy. Bye now.
All right. Bye.